He scores! Nazem Kadri! The Kadri man can! I didn't see it, but they did!
On the edge of victory.
I can't remember ever seeing the city and county of Denver being so pumped.
Denver will be rocking tomorrow as the Avs hope to lift the Stanley Cup.
Denver knows how to party, and we're going to get crazy.
The message from police as thousands of Avs fans get ready to swarm downtown.
Hockey is not the only talk of the town. Massive crowds will also be out this weekend celebrating Denver Pride.
We're going to be on our toes in terms of what's going on.
How organizers are keeping security top of mind.
And the FDA pulling the plug on Juul, leaving businesses pulling product off their shelves. Why Colorado's Attorney General is calling this long overdue.
Oh, what a play! Colorado thinks this is in. I think it is in.
We are looking for the signal from the officials. They're going to...
It was in, guys. The goal Avs fans will never forget. Nazem Kadri scores in overtime, giving the Avs a 3-1 lead over Tampa in the Stanley Cup final.
The series now comes back to Denver and Ball Arena, where this time tomorrow the Avs could be hoisting the cup.
A sellout crowd will be on hand inside Ball Arena. Tens of thousands will be watching the game at Tivoli Quad and McGregor Square. So with the series on the line, police hope to prevent scenes like we had in 2001 when fans rioted after the Avs last lifted the cup.
That there will be a significant amount of emergency responders. So this is not just the police department, but our local, state, and federal partners. We remind folks not only to celebrate responsibly, but to celebrate in a lawful manner.
Downtown restaurants say they will also have extra staff on hand during the game, with thousands expected. Police are asking people to report any suspicious activity and to be mindful of the increased traffic.
And fans attending outdoor watch parties tomorrow might want to bring an umbrella or even a poncho. Katie LaSalle is tracking the potential for storms during the game. Katie?
Hey, Jessica, no risk of severe weather, but yes, we do have the potential of seeing a few thunderstorms pop up and roll east between about 3 and 7 o'clock. By the end of the Avs game, hopefully when we're bringing home that win, it's going to be partly cloudy and mild. It'll be dry for the first half of tomorrow. Daytime highs will reach the upper 80s. Some gusty winds with storms and showers first developing out west over the I-25 corridor between 3 and about 6 o'clock. Slight chance for an isolated storm, and then a nice mild evening. A lot cooler for the weekend, though. We'll talk more about a good chance for rain here in Denver coming up for Saturday and Sunday.
Thank you, Katie. And Denver 7 is your home for the Stanley Cup Finals. Team coverage begins at 4:30 a.m. with anchor Brian Sanders live at Ball Arena. Then at 5 and 5:30, join our Ann Trujillo and our Army of reporters as we get you ready for Game 5 with our special pregame show. Stay around after the game for our postgame show, followed by Denver 7 News at 10.
It's going to be fun. All right. You know, and it's not just the Avs that will draw thousands to downtown Denver this weekend.
Yeah, big crowds will also be on hand Saturday and Sunday as Denver Pride is held in person for the first time since 2019. But safety will be top of mind after members of a far-right group, including some from Colorado, were arrested near a Pride event in Idaho earlier this month.
Denver 7's Rob Harris talked with Pride organizers working around the clock to make sure everyone can celebrate safely. Rob?
Yeah, and Jacqueline, I asked them specifically about what happened in Idaho, and they say, of course, safety is going to be top of mind as they're finalizing their plans. But incidents like the one in Idaho don't deter them at all. In fact, they say it caused them to double down on their efforts.
People can try to deter us from having a Pride celebration by using scare tactics and fear, but they're not going to work.
Even before headlines from Idaho reminded their team of the stakes, the folks planning Denver Pride Fest were working to keep their celebrations safe.
Did it give us some pause and make us reflect? Sure. We looked back at our plans to make sure everything was in place. We'll just be a little more vigilant than we usually are. We have some great security teams on presence, and we are working with DPD day in and day out to assess any potential threats. And I think right now we are going to have a really fun celebration, and we're going to be on our toes in terms of what's going on.
More than 2,400 people are signed up for the Pride 5K, kicking off the weekend on Saturday. And more than 100,000 people are expected to come out for the parade on Sunday. For organizers, making every single one of them feel both physically and emotionally safe is key.
Pride means a lot for some people because they can't be themselves at home or at school or at work, and this is their opportunity to do just that, is to come to Pride Fest, be who they are.
Pride events have been happening in Denver for decades. And over those decades, incredible progress has been made in the fight for equality. That's something advocates don't want to lose sight of, even as the fight for acceptance continues.
I think the very harsh reaction of some political groups against the community itself is telling of how much progress we've made. We've made so much progress that they really are trying to drag us back into that space where we could not be ourselves. And we're just trying to make sure that we exist in a safe space like everybody.
Denver 7 is a proud sponsor of Pride Fest this weekend, so we'd love to see you come out and join us and the whole group. We've got more information on that on thedenverchannel.com. Live in Denver, Rob Harris, back to you.
All right, Rob, a lot of us will be there, and we're looking forward to it. A major development tonight in a Denver 7 investigation. The district attorney in the San Luis Valley will likely face a recall election. The Secretary of State verified more than enough signatures to recall DA Alonzo Payne. Now, Denver 7 Investigates has spent months digging into the DA's plea deals and reported violations of victims' rights. More than a dozen victims have come forward with complaints, leading to an unprecedented investigation by Colorado's Attorney General. Now, there is now a 15-day protest period, and then the governor will set a date for a recall election. We reached out to the DA for comment. We've not heard back, but he has previously told investigator Jennifer Kowalewski that he does not think the recall against him would be successful. She will continue her investigation Monday at 10. And you can watch her earlier reporting right now on thedenverchannel.com.
New tonight, the Senate has passed a bipartisan bill on gun reform, putting it a step closer to President Biden's desk. The bill includes expanded background checks for gun buyers ages 18 to 21 and provides funding for school safety and mental health programs. On the floor today, Colorado Senator Michael Bennet urged lawmakers to pass the bill, arguing kids are growing up with reasonable fear of getting shot at school.
I heard somebody after a shooting on the radio, some well-known talk show host, say that this was just the price of freedom. That's not what freedom meant to America when I was growing up.
That bill now heads to the House, where a vote could happen before the end of the week.
And the Senate vote comes the same day as the Supreme Court makes a decision that could impact new gun ordinances here in Colorado. In a 6-3 ruling, the court overturned a New York law limiting the ability to carry a concealed handgun in public. Cities like Denver and Boulder recently passed ordinances banning concealed carry in public places. DU law professor Ian Farrell says this decision could put the future of those ordinances in question.
With regard to rules saying that you're not allowed to carry a gun in Denver in a public place or a public park, that looks like it would be severely under attack, or at least significantly threatened.
In the court's majority ruling, Justice Clarence Thomas wrote, the Constitution protects the right to carry a handgun for self-defense outside the home. A major ruling in the fight to curb vaping. Today, the FDA announced it's banning Juul e-cigarettes, pulling them off the market.
As Denver 7's CB Cotton explains, while doctors and anti-vaping advocates celebrate, some business owners are left concerned about their futures.
Kristen Hensel has a variety of e-cigarettes in her store, Rusty's Vape and Smoke Shop. But as of this week, those options
we just pulled it off the shelf.
Got slimmer.
Waiting to hear more.
On Thursday, the FDA ordered Juul Labs to stop selling and distributing its e-cigarette products.
We're just, a little bit concerned about what this means for the industry as a whole and what's going to happen next,
In the FDA's announcement, the agency's commissioner saying in part that Juul products, quote, have played a disproportionate role in the rise in youth vaping. Denver-based ER doctor Camilla Sasson agrees.
It is so predominant all over our high schools, even our junior highs. And so as an ER doctor, I don't want to see what can happen in the next 10, 20 years. We've got kids who are 14 years old who've been smoking e-cigarettes now for like 2 to 5 years. And that's going to have a huge impact, not just on their lungs, but their heart, their brain.
Hensel says she understands the need to protect youth, but thinks there's a better way to keep e-cigs out of the hands of teens so they could remain on the market for consenting adults.
We feel if we can successfully regulate the cannabis industry, especially in Colorado, alcohol, gambling, anything like that, like why can't we do that for vape products as well? Keep them in the hands of adults, but regulate it so that they're not getting in the hands of minors.
Juul Labs has released a lengthy statement saying they disagree with the FDA's decision, and they feel they've provided sufficient evidence to address all of the issues raised by the agency. The company says they're exploring all of their options to include appealing the decision. For Denver 7 News, I'm CB Cotton.
All right, thank you, CB. In a statement today, Attorney General Phil Weiser called the FDA's decision long overdue, adding youth vaping remains alarmingly high in Colorado, and Juul's predatory marketing has left a lasting impact on our youth.
Primary day approaching. As voters get ready to head to the polls, we're taking an in-depth look at the candidates vying to unseat Senator Bennett.
An all-time ending, but should Kadri's game winner have counted? Avs coach Jared Bednar weighs in on the controversy.
Plus, meet the newest Denver Nuggets.